I have tested out all of the hacks on the internet, and today I'm using my favorite ones to decorate an entire cake. Starting off with box cake mix. Pre-made cake mix, super easy, but there's a million hacks out there to try to make it taste better. Make your own cake mix. All of the convenience of box cake, but like all of the flavor of scratch cake. I batch them out, so when I make one, I just add in all of my dry ingredients to like 3 different jars. You wanna make a cake, you just dump in all of your dry ingredients out of the jar, add in your few wet ingredients, and you've got from scratch cake, but in minutes. All of the ease of cake mix, but all of the flavor of scratch. Second hack is to not get your cake to stick to your cake pans. I've been doing cakes a long time, and believe me, I've tested the cake goop, I've tested the butter with the flour around the outside, I've tested, yes, the parchment paper, not just on the bottom, but wrapping it in a collar of parchment paper, you named it. I have tested all of it, and honestly, you don't need any of it. You need a parchment paper circle in the bottom of the cake pan. You can cut out your own, but it's also really easy if you're constantly baking the same size cakes, just buy a pack and it's ready. Bonus hack, deep cake pans. Use the shallow ones for years, and honestly, I always end up with overflowing cakes out of them. I love the deep ones because I don't need to use as many pans in the oven, but I get these really thick, beautiful cakes. A scale is a baker's best friend, not just for fast measuring, but also accurate measuring and dividing the cake evenly, so that way in the end, we end up with level cakes that are all the same height. If you don't have the deep cake pans, next hack is a lifesaver. I can't count how many times I had cake mix overspill over the edge of my cake pan and end up in a giant mess in my oven, burning it and searing it to the bottom of the oven forever. So if you're worried about spillage or you're testing a recipe, this is it. Parchment paper on the bottom rack, and that's gonna catch any of the spills if these spill over. Whether you're making icing or just anything with butter, this I took out of the fridge at the same point as I took this out. This is nice and creamy, perfectly room temperature, and nice and soft. This, not good for icing. Just keep the butter. You can put hot glasses on the butter and do all these different hacks, but if you take them out a couple hours early and cube it, it's perfect. I'm gonna tickle it with this. Image the tickle is on my eye.
Here?
This eye. No, it's terrible. It's terrible. I hate it. Stop it. Did you know that if you open a fresh bag of icing sugar, you don't really need to sift it? I mean, you could. I'm sure some people would argue the difference, that like it's better to always sift it. But when you open the bag, the air gets at it, it starts getting lumpy. Like you definitely get the lumps, you definitely have to sift it. You open a fresh bag, it's usually perfectly fine. I've never run into issues with fresh bags. Like save the time and just use a fresh bag and keep this for like when you're adding a little bit of stuff and not making a lot of icing. And since you can already see icing sugars puffing everywhere, that brings me to the next hack. A damp cloth. Can you use a dry cloth? Yes, but because it's powder, it kind of like powders and puffs within it, whereas like the damp cloth, I feel like it absorbs some of the powderiness, so it is not going in the air. I know you can't see what's happening, but it's just stopping it from puffing out and catching all the powderiness. Black icing. This is one I tested in one of my previous videos, and I love it so friggin' much because you usually have to put an insane amount of black food coloring in your icing to turn it black. I always just default start with a chocolate buttercream to add black to because it's already brown, closer to black. But black cocoa powder. This is the regular powder, and this is the black. That color gets us so much closer to black, and it tastes like Oreos. It makes your entire icing not just taste chocolatey and rich, but also taste like Oreos. One of my favorite hacks. Oh my God. See, that's why we need the towel. Already so much closer to black, now we need far less food coloring. Look at how black that is. Woo, it's pretty. Sound like a cow go, woo! Okay.
Do you want to redo that? Or say something different than woo, that's pretty?
Oh, whoa! Louie's falling asleep and having an adrenal crash.
Woo, that's pretty.
Cakes are baked and cooled, we gotta get them out of the pans. Now remember, there's parchment paper on the bottom, but not on the sides. So the sides, I just turn it around with my offset spatula. That's right out. Easy peasy. Woo! Whoa, that's pretty. There is so much waiting when it comes to baking, and to fill the time, I always gravitate towards a mobile game. And I've been playing a new foodie one that I think you're gonna love. Merge cooking is so cute and fun with colorful graphics and delicious designs that keep you entertained while finding a moment of zen. You merge together various food theme items, earning coins to repair and renovate stunning food themed restaurants, cafes, and even food trucks. I personally love the dreamy macaroon. It looks like my kind of paradise that I just want to live in. You unlock over 10,000 cuisines from around the world across different themed restaurants from Paris to Tokyo, and you earn daily rewards just by playing, and you can even customize Leah's outfits with iconic looks from each country. It's great to play on a coffee break, during a long commute, or while you're just like waiting for desserts to bake and set. It's free to download, and you don't even need Wi-Fi to play. It's truly that anywhere, anytime kind of game that delivers fun brain teasers and puzzles, all with a culinary twist. When I'm unwinding from a long day of filming, I want to play something cute that entertains my brain without making it like even more tired. So if you've been looking for your next cute, relaxing game, click the link down below to download Merge Cooking and use code THEGIFT to get a special in-game gift. I wrapped and chilled my cakes because wrapping it locks in all the moisture and keeps them from drying out, but a chilled cake, it's not crumbing out on me. It's easier to stack up, it's easier to level, it's easier to work with. You should never work with a warm cake. You shouldn't even work with a room temperature cake. A chilled cake is where it's at. I know some people do the ruler and knife method. That's way too time consuming for me. I just set the height using this tool. It's not really a hack. I just like it, find it a lot faster and easier. Now this one, this is problematic. It dipped in the center. So now this is too low, but also I've got this big crevasse in the middle. So I'm gonna lower this one and cut off just a little bit of the hump. But I don't wanna lose all of that cake by cutting down that deep. So I take the little cake hump and I fill it up. Kevin always laughed at me for doing this, but honestly, it makes the cakes level. You never see it in the middle. And now I've got a perfectly, once you get icing on there, you'll never know. And now I didn't have to level too much of the cake, losing too much cake. It's genius. Maybe not genius, but it's a cool hack. I love these thick cake boards, but their edges. I don't know if you've ever noticed, if you're going around smoothing out a cake, it bumps up like this because there's little raised edges. It's not completely flat. So I like to break the edge. Just run my thumb around the edges. You kind of just hear it cracking. ASMR moment. It gets rid of that top edge, and then it's not bumping up as you're trying to smooth out your cake. And then to keep your cake board from slipping around, non-slip mat. You can get them like at the dollar store. Works great. You know what else you can get at the dollar store? Bag clips, like the chip bag clips and everything. They work good for icing bags. That way the icing isn't spilling out of the back end. And I can just work and focus on holding it where I need to. I used to fill all of my cakes just with the same buttercream I was icing them with because I was way too lazy to make these custom fillings to go into them. But what I've been doing in recent years is just taking out some of my buttercream and adding my flavors to it. So I just have like jarred like dulce de leche, and just give it like chocolatey caramel flavor in 2 seconds. It's so easy. So I find myself never skipping the filling now because it's easy. Can you add straight caramel? Yes. Will it cause structural issues in the cake? Probably. This won't. Dam around the outside to lock in our filling. Ooh, yummy caramel. See, with the cake layers being chilled, it is wobbly because it's tall, but also I can manhandle these layers and they not fall apart. They're not frozen, they're just cold. Parchment paper peels off. This is a tall cake. Thank you everyone for all the beautiful comments lately. We've been reading them. You guys are sharing so much love and we really appreciate it. We also saw some comments asking if we have a vlog channel or where we're sharing some more of this like personal details. We're doing that on our members only content. Some of the content is us talking about like the history of the channel or background information about videos and cakes and things. And other times it's just like unloading all of the personal crap that we're going into and life updates, which is some of the more recent stuff. And the only reason that it's on members and not on the main channel is because it's more of like podcast, vloggy, like it's more of us just sitting in front of the camera and talking about it. So for the people who want more of us, more of our lives and things going on, that's where we're posting that content. So when we're saying about being the hardest month of our life, we've shared a lot more details there, but I did see a lot of people asking about Archie, being worried about Archie. Archie's okay. Archie is a snuggle puppy on the ground. He's still a puppy inside. He's okay, still living with cancer, but it's not about Archie. There's just a combination of a lot of really bad stuff that all happened and just made collectively the worst month of both of our lives. So if you're curious for, for heavy updates as well as like background information, you can check out our members content. Not trying to do a plug, just trying to tell you where you can find it if you want more of that. You may have heard me say hug the cake when I spin it, and that is because when I'm smoothing it out, if I just kind of spin little spins, you start getting all these choppy lines starting and stopping lines. So the best way is to do one big spin, but if you try to do hard spins, that doesn't work. So if I hug the cake, I can do one big pass. Hug and spin. Second coat of icing, loving the black color, and I love this step of it because now we're getting to the fun part. We're actually getting into the decorating. Everything else up until this point is just the prep work, getting to like a base cake so that I can decorate it. And because we wanted to do black, I got like 10 different kind of skull molds. I thought we'd do some like cool skull things with it. This cake with all the hearts on it, honestly still obsessed with it. So we wanted to do something like that again since we're doing the black icing. This was the size of the hearts. I really wanted to do some buttercream molded things, but I wanted to do skulls. Don't ask me why, I was just feeling the vibe. So I got all these different skull molds. But after I got them and planned the whole video, Kevin pointed out how small they are. So it's not gonna give us the look we want with all the different sizes of skulls because they're so small. But look, there's like a Viking one, there's a pirate one, this one's a police officer. Hold on, the top hat. So still need to use these because I love them, but we need some different sizes. So I bought out Amazon with all the different sizes. I don't know what's gonna work. One of my favorite hacks is to actually use like non-cake molds, like ice cube trays and stuff like that. Some soap ones, as long as they say they're food safe, which these ones, I think these were for candles or soap, but at the bottom it says for candy and chocolate. Are they lying? I don't know, but it says it, so we're gonna go with it. So as long as it says that, you can use a lot of different shapes. Now these ones are gigantic. These ones are squished. I don't really like them, but these skulls, I don't know if they're gonna be too big, but I feel like we can work with them. Loving these little ones still, but I think these are gonna be our winner. Because I think these on top of the cake, these on the side of the cake, I think they're gonna work. Since this is so large and in charge, I wanna melt chocolate to put in it. That way it'll be nice and hard on top. Because if this one was buttercream, that feels way too gigantic for buttercream molded. Also, this little silicone dish for melting chocolate, I used to melt it in cups. The problem is the cups would get too hot because of the glass and then it would burn the chocolate and it would sear it and all the things. This is great for so many reasons. It's easy for melting because you just squish the sides and it mixes it together. It's great too because when the chocolate hardens, you can just squish the sides and it takes all of the chocolate out of the mold without making a mess of it and wasting any chocolate, so you can save it for later. Let's talk color. I want to do a rainbow of bright, colorful skulls because I feel like that's gonna look so pretty against the black. When it comes to color, oil-based food coloring. I can use it with buttercream, I can use it with chocolate. You can use it with so many other things, where gel, it doesn't work very well with chocolate, so I feel like it's so much more limiting. I have committed to the food coloring. I've pulled out some colors. This is my collection of oil-based. This is my collection of gel-based, but I never use the gel-based anymore because I don't like it. I so much prefer the oil. That's pretty and bright. Don't want it to be too heavy. So I'm gonna make it hollow and do 2 coats of chocolate. Let this harden first. Colored my rainbow in the buttercream that I made a mess with food coloring. I did this purposely to show you this hack, but I often make a mess with food coloring. And when you wipe it, it's very scary because your countertop looks stained. See these stains? They're really deep and they don't want to come up. Dish soap, hot water, and it's gone.
You can tell that it worked because when you rubbed the soap over it, it didn't move. It wasn't until you rubbed the hot water.
Was it?
Yeah.
So was the hot water?
Yeah, it was the hot water. When you rub soap over it, like the stain stayed there.
It's the combination, trust me. I've stained our countertops many times.
It's funny that you've developed this hack out of necessity.
Oh, it is definitely necessity. I am a mess and I make a mess. On to our buttercream skulls. So last time we did buttercream hearts and they looked so cute. It's the only time I've actually done like molded buttercream like that. I love the look of it. I'm really hoping this vision comes to life because I know these skulls are too small and I know you're worried about that. And now I'm worried about that. I'm not worried about that because you're worried about it, but like now that I've seen that they're potentially too small, I just hope it doesn't look like crap.
I don't think it will look like crap.
Thank you.
I think it'll look like complete garbage.
Dumpster fire.
No, I think it's gonna be good.
Very excited about these. It can't be understated. Freezer. Freezing is happening. See, now I don't have a use for all this extra buttercream. I know I need enough of each color, but this would just end up getting thrown out. Except you don't have to throw it out. You can combine it all and then add cocoa butter to make chocolate buttercream and then just freeze it. Then you have chocolate buttercream on hand and you're not wasting all this extra icing. Cake drips. I always had such a hard time getting the right consistency for a cake drip, which you can make them out of like chocolate ganache, but you can also buy them in all the colors, and I've bought them in all of the colors that is pre-made, ready to cake drip, which is easy if you're doing cake drips a lot. And for this cake, I thought I would do a drip and then add sprinkles to it. So I've got to time it perfectly because it has to be tacky enough that the sprinkles will stick to it, but not too dry that the sprinkles are just gonna bounce off of it. And this is now a very cold cake, so it's gonna dry quickly. Oh, I got one.
I'm hearing them all over the floor. It's okay.
Stick.
You need the tweezers?
I need something. Oh, I smushed it with my finger. Oh, sugar. You just need to do it really hard. Any cake decorers out here who do this type of thing, what do you do? Because they're just everywhere. I'm surprised Kevin is so okay right now.
Are you going all the way around the cake?
Yes. I say, you know it's love when the partner you're with hates mess so much, but is totally fine with you doing this.
It's not even that I hate mess so much. I think it's mainly the sticky.
Like my sticky handprints everywhere.
Yeah.
You would think that there's a child living in this house because there's sticky little handprints everywhere and I have tiny hands. So
Yeah.
everything just smears and smudges. I may have just discovered a new hack that could save, that could
You
save.
use your sticky fingers to pick them up so you don't have to throw them everywhere.
Yeah. So if you push down really, really hard, it just kind of sticks to the finger and then you can, boop. See, sticky fingers are good for something. Good for something. It's actually working pretty good. Is that how everyone else is doing it?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Now that the sprinkles are all cleaned up, I'm so excited. It's looking so freaking cute. And now we've got all the rainbow skulls to go over it. This one's just like very tricky to get it out. Don't break at this point in the day. Yeah, this is the vibe. We couldn't decide what color we wanted to do with everything, and we kept going back and forth. I ultimately landed on all of the colors. Don't know exactly how I want them yet. I think it's gonna, you hate it.
No,
You
I
love
don't
it.
hate
Okay.
it. Trying to get a better angle.
I'm second guessing because we're so worried about all the colors and we're so worried about the different sizes of skulls and everything. So I'm like, oh God, please don't look like crap. I think I want the skulls to go up this side. Maybe like that kind of, or this. Maybe I should leave that and then put these up and then see where I like it. Okay, putting gloves on so I don't get my hot sticky fingerprints all over everything. Look how stinking cute. Look at those. I mean, they're not as smooth if you look at, oh no. Oh no, it broke both of the horns. Oh, that's sad. It's not as like hard and shiny the way that chocolate is, but I love that has the buttercream flavor to it. How's that?
Are they gonna stay? I don't think they're gonna stay like that, are they?
I know, now I'm like mushing it around with my hands. I need my clip in here. I'm freaking out.
Handful of icing right into the hair.
Oh yeah, no, the icing's in the hair. I don't know, Kevin. I don't know what I'm doing. Once they're on the cake, I'm gonna be less worried.
Are you able to turn the cake this way at all? Because
Yep, sorry.
no matter where I go, I can't see anything.
Sorry, I'm
It's okay. I know.
freaking out. Oh no, I got black all over that one. I'm sorry, little skull. You're all dirty. This might take me a minute. Let's go to B-roll. I kind of love it. Let me know if you think it's a complete vibe. I feel like it's a vibe. I also love that we squeezed so many hacks into this video. I know some of them were just like things that you buy or things that I was like, well, of course, I've seen this a million times, it's redundant. But I feel like in our other videos, there's no time for me to sit here and run through all of the things that I naturally do that I've learned over the last like 20 years of cake decorating. So I'm glad in this video, we were able to go into so many details. Let's try the easy peasy filling and our Oreo chocolate buttercream. Winning combination. Let me know if you like this cake. Do you like the skulls? Do you like the black? Is it a vibe? Review it for me and let me know what your favorite hack was. Like this video if you want to see more content like this, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.